A highly variable winter weather pattern is in place across much of the Great Lakes region during the day today and the day tomorrow. In this video, I'm going to talk about how much snow places will see, the highly unpredictable scenario that we have, as well as the warm-up that we are going to be having come the end of this week. Hey everybody, the time is 9:55 a.m. and it is November 27th. Welcome back from the Thanksgiving weekend and welcome to another update from Great Lakes Weather. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. And again, I've been talking about this over the past couple of days, the snow potential that we have across the Great Lakes region, but it's really starting to ramp up a little bit, mainly because we have a good lake effect pattern in place across all of the Great Lakes, particularly if you are in northern Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, as well as northern Lower Michigan as well. And we're going to break all of that down right now in this video. I'm going to put you on screen here. Here we go. So I'm just going to break down the current models and then compare the models because, again, some places that this model will say is going to get 4 inches may only see 1 inch or even less than that, and then other places will see more than that. It really depends on how these lake effect bands are going to set up. And again, what you need for lake effect snow to occur across any of the Great Lakes is a 23-degree temperature difference between the surface and as in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So that's kind of what we are seeing in place as we see a cold air mass surge in from the northwest that is going to be driving this lake effect snow pattern that we will be seeing. So let's go right into it with the HRRR model. And again, things are relatively quieter across much of Michigan at this current point. I'm going to zoom out to a more of a regional view. And again, the places that are going to see the most snow are definitely going to be those places along the eastern side, the eastern side of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. They get a lot of lake effect snow there because they have a lot of water to work with prior to the arrival of that lake effect snow. So I think those are the places that should be more concerned about this. But I'm focusing on, again, most of Michigan and northeastern Ohio at this point. But let's go into exactly what we're expecting. What we're expecting today is that the lake effect will begin to ramp up as that cold air mass continues to surge in from the northwest. And you can kind of see that with the isobars that are on this map here. It's moving in, and you can see the snow starting to really take off in the Upper Peninsula. Now, places up there are going to see well over 6 inches of snow probably in some spots if you get focused under a snow band. And I think that's going to really take off more across southern Lower Michigan as we get into the afternoon and evening hours on Monday. And the expectation is that there will be some bands that will really focus up, particularly across southwest Lower Michigan. Places such as Allegan, Ionia, Kalamazoo, Van Buren, St. Joseph counties could see a good, decent chunk of snow from this focus of snow bands. And then areas in northwestern Michigan and northern Michigan as well will see a good chunk of snow as they see those Lake Superior bands be further reinforced by the warm waters of Lake Michigan. So there's going to be a lot of activity that is going to be ongoing throughout the day on Monday this afternoon, and then as we get into Tuesday as well. So that's kind of what we're watching out for. And again, keep in mind that some places, as I said before, are not going to see nearly as much snow as other places. It's going to be very hard to determine who's going to get the most snow. But if you take a look at a sounding here, you can see that at the lower levels, your dendritic growth zones from 3,000 to 5,000 feet, you're going to have snow forming within that layer, and that's relatively low. With temperatures dropping down into the teens later on tonight as well, we're going to start to see those softer flakes, those more puffier flakes, capable of producing more blowing snow. I'm expecting quite a bit of blowing snow because wind speeds will also accelerate up to 35 miles an hour during the day today and into tomorrow. So there's definitely going to be some travel impacts to this setup. Again, not as significant as some travel impacts that we will likely see later in this winter, but still something to be aware of, something to keep an eye on. Let's take a look at the accumulation maps because this is where it gets interesting. As you go forward, you see as we get into about 10 p.m. Monday, there's a focused snow band right here in southern Kalamazoo County and northern St. Joe County, and some focused snow bands across Kent County, areas farther to the north as well, and over up towards just east of Traverse City, you're getting a very heavy snow band. But those places, again, it may shift north or south depending on what the newer models say in the next couple of hours because, again, these snow bands really are really variable and are extremely difficult to forecast who exactly is going to get what. But you can see by the end of this event, as we get into Wednesday morning, we have upwards of over a foot places near Gaylord, Michigan, and then Traverse City, just south of that, you got around 8 inches of snow. Kalamazoo, 7 inches of snow in some places, 8 inches even focused in some spots. Mostly everyone's going to see generally maybe less than 4 inches, but there's going to be those isolated places that see higher amounts associated with the focused lake effect snow bands. I want to compare models real quick as we go through this, because there's some models that don't say the same thing as others. You go to the NAM model. Again, the NAM model only shows less than 4 inches across southwestern lower Michigan with a focused area of about 8 inches in areas around northern Michigan. So that's kind of one place that is at question here. You also have the RFS model, which again is more of an experimental model at this point, but you do have it showing roughly 4 inches or less across southwestern Michigan. So the ARRR is putting out some extremes here, but that's because the projection is that there's a focused band of heavy snow that could occur. So it's what could occur. It's not for certain yet. But generally speaking, it looks like the general consensus is that there's going to be around 3 to 6 inches of snow across southwestern lower Michigan. Places farther north could see higher amounts up to 8 inches, maybe even possible as well. So there's a lot of variables in place at this current point, but let me show you what the National Weather Service is forecasting real quick. This is going to be a really quick video at this point, but you do see that area south of Buffalo, between Cleveland and Buffalo, New York, getting slammed with snow. Could even see up to 2 feet of snow in some spots. Places on the east side of Lake Ontario could even get even more than that, up to 3 inches or 3 feet of snow across that area. And you can see that there's going to be, what they're projecting is some severity of minor impact, I guess you could say, across southwestern Michigan, northern Michigan. Places that we'll see of more intense impact are going to be places close to Lake Erie, particularly extreme northeastern Ohio, places such as northern Pennsylvania, western New York also included in that as well. Again, winds are going to be up to 35 miles per hour. Blowing snow is also going to lead to covering of the roads pretty quickly. So you just have to use extra caution as you're on the roads over the next several days, and just be aware of the possibility of some slippery spots, especially in places such as northeastern Ohio and northern Michigan. So that's pretty much all I'm going to break down for you right now. This is going to be a rather short video. Just be aware of the possibility of some impacts to this lake effect snow. Again, hard to predict these setups because it's really difficult to nail it down until you actually get to the day of the event. So just make sure to stay updated. I'll probably be out on the roads doing a little bit of a road update later on this afternoon as the lake effect snow really begins to kick off. So just be on watch for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all a little bit later.